Okay, so you're expecting a baby, which means you're probably also expecting a literal mountain of baby gear, right? But what if I told you most of it, you just don't need it? We are going to cut through all that noise today. We've got a pediatrician's guide to what your newborn actually needs. It's time to make your life way, way simpler.
I mean, this question right here, it's enough to send any new parent into a total tailspin. The pressure to get everything perfect is just, it's huge. But hang on a second. What if the real secret to a happy baby isn't about buying more stuff, but actually getting rid of it?
All right, let's get right to it. This is the core idea from our expert, pediatrician Dr. Annie Zimmer. And honestly, it's so simple, it's brilliant. So seriously, take a deep breath. Just relax, because taking care of a newborn, it is so much less complicated than you've been led to believe.
So, here's what we're going to tackle. These are the 5 biggest stress points for new parents, period. We're going to start with the secret to a calm baby, then we're going to bust some major myths about bath time and sterilizing. After that, we'll cover the absolute must-knows for safe feeding, and finally, and this is a big one, we'll get you ready to set some rules for all those visitors. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first up, this might be the single most important thing to understand about your newborn. Seriously, forget all the gadgets, all the tech. It's all about recreating the one and only home your baby has ever known, the womb.
Think about it. For 9 whole months, your baby was in this warm, kind of noisy, constantly moving place. The 4th trimester is just, well, it's about trying to copy that vibe for the first 3 months they're out in the world. That is the real secret to a soothed, happy newborn. It's not a fancy swing, it's not some smart bassinet, it's this.
So, let's take that whole less is more idea and apply it to bath time. And get ready, because you might be surprised to hear that what we think of as clean can actually be pretty harsh on a newborn's super sensitive skin.
Here's the thing. Newborns don't really get dirty, not like we do. And bathing them too much, it actually strips their skin of all these natural protective oils. So what's the big secret? A super quick, maybe 5-minute bath, just once or twice a week. That's it. That's all they need.
And this right here really shows you the giant gap between what companies sell you and what doctors tell you. We're sold this picture of daily baths and yummy-smelling lotions. But the reality? What your baby's skin actually needs is way simpler. Fewer baths, a thick moisturizer with 0 scent, and just a basic, clear laundry detergent.
Dr. Zimmer's quote just nails it. She says she thinks of those yummy-smelling baby lotions as baby perfume. And that's exactly what they are. They smell good, sure, but they don't really moisturize, and all those fragrances can be really irritating. The best moisturizer? It's probably the most boring-looking one on the shelf.
Okay, get ready for this, because I promise a huge weight is about to be lifted off your shoulders. We are about to bust one of the biggest, most persistent myths in the entire baby industry, and it's going to save you so much time, money, and stress.
I mean, just think for a second about all those sterilizing gadgets out there. There's a whole industry built on this one single fear. But for a healthy baby, born full term, what's the real answer? What absolutely has to be sterilized?
The answer? Absolutely nothing. Yep, you heard me. For a healthy, full-term baby, you do not need a sterilizer. You don't have to boil anything. That whole extra step is completely, 100% unnecessary.
So, how do you clean your baby's bottles and pacifiers? Well, pretty much the same way you clean your own dishes, with simple soap and warm water. That's it. And Dr. Zimmer even says this is true after an illness, like thrush. A good, thorough wash is all you need. Mind-blowing, right?
All right, moving on to another huge topic where simple rules are your absolute best friend, feeding. When you're dealing with storing and preparing milk, there is zero need to guess or stress. The guidelines are super simple and super clear. Think of this chart as your ultimate cheat sheet. For breast milk, just remember the rule of 4s. Super easy, up to 4 hours at room temp and up to 4 days in the fridge. For formula, it's always best to make it as you need it, but if you make a batch for the fridge, it's good for 24 hours. Easy peasy.
Now, when you're warming up a bottle, how you do it is everything. The goal is just to get it to about room temperature, not hot. The safest, easiest way? Just place the bottle in a bowl of warm water. But the number one, most important rule is this. Never, and I mean ever, use a microwave. It creates these dangerous hot spots in the milk that can seriously burn your baby's mouth.
Okay, our last section is all about tackling another huge source of stress. Germs, guests, and, well, all the people who want to see the baby.
The key word here is confidence. It's your house, your baby, and you are totally in charge. Look at this slide as your official permission slip. Your #1 job is to protect your new baby, not to manage the feelings of every single friend and relative. It is 100% okay to make everyone wash their hands. It is okay to tell someone who's sick to please stay home. And yes, it is absolutely okay to say no kissing the baby. You are the parent, you make the rules.
And speaking of protection, let's quickly talk supplements. Here's what the science says. Vitamin D drops? Those are essential if you're breastfeeding. That's a must-do. But what about all those probiotics you see everywhere? Well, they're not going to hurt, but the research just isn't there yet to say that every baby needs them.
And we're going to end on what might be the most important piece of advice in this entire thing. It's from Dr. Zimmer, and I really want you to let this sink in. In a world that's just full of parenting anxiety, remember this. The fact that you care, you probably are doing enough. Just the fact that you're worried about it, that you care this much, that means you're already doing a great job.
So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know what's really essential, what is one thing you can give yourself permission to stop worrying about starting today? Is it that sterilizer you thought you needed? The pressure to give a bath every day? That cabinet full of lotions? When you focus on what actually matters, you're not just keeping your baby safe, you're giving yourself the gift of peace and more time to just enjoy this amazing, crazy, beautiful new stage of your life.